This week's episode is sponsored by Helio Gas Detection. Hey everyone, this is Lady for the Smashing Skull Sessions. I'm joined by the lads in the Gloom In The Corner. How are you doing?
We're good, thank you very much.
Very happy to be here.
Awesome. Welcome to Ireland. Have you been able to do any of the touristy stuff? Have you been able to see Phil? No?
I've gotten to look out the bus window on the drive here. Well, I got in kind of late-ish towards load-in, so I haven't had a chance to walk around all that much yet.
Yeah, kind of same. I was just out the back. I appreciated some of the street art, and that was kind of the extent of what I've been able to do so far, yeah.
You got the most important part, the rain.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that rolled in pretty quickly. We saw the clouds.
Yeah.
How is the tour going?
Fucking wonderful. It's been awesome touring with all the boys. The shows have been fucking insane. This is our second time in Europe. First time in Ireland, but second time in Europe. And, you know, like, we're doing slightly smaller capacities compared to last time, but the shows have just been as bonkers. So, it's been really cool and everybody's been really receptive.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people haven't even known about us. Maybe, I wasn't on the last tour, so I don't know how that kind of translates differently, but most people who we're kind of interacting with, they're letting us know, they're like, yeah, we've never even heard of you before, but they've kind of, I'd say, been converted largely to they come buy merch and hang out and stuff like that.
I am one of those people, so I can...
Hell yeah.
Yeah. To our listeners who maybe haven't heard of you guys before, could you introduce yourselves and your role in the band?
Sure. I'm Mikey. I'm the vocalist and songwriter in the band. And I'm the one that comes up with all the batshit stuff. Jesse?
I'm Jesse, and I play guitar and do backing vocals in the band. And yeah, I've recently joined. We announced my joining, just before tour, pretty much. Yeah,
pretty much, yeah.
Been playing with the band for a bit over a year. And yeah, loving being around Europe. Yeah.
Awesome. So how did the band start?
Well, a very, very, very long time ago, when I still had hair, for those who don't know what I'm called.
There'll be a picture.
Yeah, there we go. It originally started as like a little EDM side project, just as like a little fun thing for myself. Like we're a concept-based band that's very like lore-driven and very heavily lore-driven. And so it originally was intended to be kind of like backing track, lo-fi EDM music for the whole story and everything like that. And then as time kind of went on, which is probably about the space realistically of about 3 weeks, I decided we wanted to make it a heavy project. And so from there, me and our old guitarist wrote our first record, and I guess everything kind of cascaded from there. I also like to say, seriously, we also like to say that we only really started taking the band seriously probably like 2 or 3 years into the career. Just because it was kind of like a hobby, I guess, for lack of a better term, when it first started off. And then when we had a couple of lineup changes, we were like, no, we want to take this shit seriously and like travel it overseas and everything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much how we started. But yeah.
Awesome. You guys have just released a new song, the Jericho Protocol. Awesome song, by the way. Absolutely rocks. How did you write the song?
A lot of trial and tribulation. As I said, like I'm kind of the main songwriter in the band, so I pen down everything. Like we get what I like to call a cadaver of a song, because it's very, very fleshed out, as opposed to a skeleton song. And I kind of rework it over the course of, couple of weeks, couple of months, that kind of thing. And it was during the writing process for our next album that I kind of went, I want to have something in between for people to have, because the album needs a little bit longer in the oven. And so I kind of focused all my energy into finalising and perfecting this song. So yeah, a long time, but I think we properly got it finalised probably around January this year.
And I think it's also an important part of the story
as
well, in terms of like it's pre-Trinity, pre the last album. It's a prequel to that, and I think it gives a lot of context to what goes on in there, and
especially for one of the characters in the story. Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind because I'm still like delving into the lore.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah.
I literally just finished going through all the lore docs like last night, and this morning I finished the Trinity doc.
Oh no shit.
So I've gone through it all now. Now I'm due for. I'll probably go through it a couple more times to kind of get my head around it, because it's a cool way of storytelling that you do. Like it's across so many different like platforms and mediums that it kind of leaves a lot to the imagination in your own creation of what it looks like. But yeah.
That's awesome. Is this a hint that more new music is on the way, or?
Slowly getting there. Yeah. I think the plan is to wrap up most of the writing when we get back. But yes, there is new music coming. When it is coming, I don't want to put a time frame on it because I like to take my time with these things. Especially when you're kind of fleshing out a whole story and everything like that too. Like, I need to do my due diligence and make sure I'm not like doubling back over anything or anything like that really.
Plus 2 new members as well, like myself and the new drummer. So I'm sure there'll be kind of just us figuring out what that looks like for us as well.
And obviously I want these guys to have a big influence and everything on the writing like that too. Like, I'm happy doing most of the skeleton work and everything like that for the most part, but we are a band. I don't want to just leave it to just me writing everything and then they have to play what I've written, because most of the time I write complete dumb shit.
To be honest, I enjoy it, but I do appreciate that. I think it will be fun for us to impart our own kind of bits and pieces onto it too.
Check back in 6 months to see if we've killed each other.
Yeah. I'll shoot you an email. Well,
Jesse's dead.
We're now a 2-piece.
You can both give an answer each. If you could collaborate with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, I've thought about this a couple of times actually. I think for me would probably be Gerard Way from Mikey, because Mikey's my favourite band of all time. If you couldn't tell from the theatricality of Gloom, Mikey is my favourite band.
Do you have any insights on MCR5? Or
Fuck, I wish. I'm waiting just as patiently as you guys. Trust me. Probably Gerard Way. Another big one would probably be Greg from, Dillinger Escape Plan, now Better Lovers. He'd probably be a big one for me. I don't know, it's kind of a hard one, hey. Outside of the vocalist stuff, maybe like Tyler Bates, who did like the soundtrack for like The Punisher and stuff like that, because I'm very heavily influenced by a lot of soundtracks and stuff like that. Or the dude that did like the Westworld soundtrack and etc. But what about you, Jesse?
Bro, I don't even know. Like, especially to mix it with what Gloom is as well. I feel like that adds like a different layer of complexity. But if I remove that, because I'm still figuring out what my writing part is with that, I'd love to work with the guys in 21 Pilots.
I was just thinking that, because Clancy's just come out, they've written like 4 concept albums.
They just do such cool shit, like the way that even their marketing, like all their artwork now has their red tape on it, like let you know something's coming, something's shifting, like they're just very clever, and I love the way they write songs, lyrically as well, so I'm not sure how the hell that would work for Gloom, but
Clancy goes to the dark side.
Hell yeah.
I was saying before, it'd be cool to find like another concept band and have like a crossover concept. I think that would be really cool too.
Yeah.
Like, I know Distant have their whole thing with like their not Forbidden King, I can't remember what it's called, but like they have like a whole concept thing too. It'd be cool to do a crossover with that.
Yeah.
Do that kind of thing.
Tyler, Josh, if you're listening, please.
Hit us up.
I don't know how long he'd survive in the Gloom universe, but like we can give it a
2 seconds.
Yeah, about 2 seconds. It only needs to be a single.
This album's a prequel anyway. The Gloom in the Corner is such an eye-catching name, as now that you says it was started out as an EDM project, makes a lot more sense, but is there a story behind the name? How did you come up with it?
Yeah. Sounds really rudimentary, I guess, but I forgot my old Tumblr login user handle. And so to get back onto it, I had to make a new profile, and so I combined the name Gloom from the song The Devil Wears Prada. Actually, that's another artist I would have loved to collaborate with.
True. Yeah.
I was repping their hoodie today.
And I was like, what's something cool that goes around the word Gloom, because I can't just use that as a standalone thing for a Tumblr login because it's already taken. I was went, the Gloom in the Corner? I guess that sounds kind of cool and Tumblr-y.
And edgy.
And edgy, yeah. And so that's where it came from. But it was cool because I ended up using that Tumblr login and handle to do like the first kind of pre-faces of the lore and have like lore rundowns and stuff like that on it, and it would be attached to all the Bandcamp and Spotify links and stuff like that. So kind of worked out well in our favour. But about 30 seconds after I made the account, I somehow found the login for the old Tumblr account. So
it was... No, you don't like spiritual shit. It was meant to be.
Oh, shut
Divine intervention.
Seriously, yeah.
Do you have any album releases you're looking forward to in 2024? And any that have come out that you really like, or?
I'm very, very slow at catching up on music. Just because especially when I'm writing and stuff, because I don't want it to influence me. I have been meaning to suss out the new Knocked Loose.
It's work.
I know, I've heard all the singles and everything, so I'm very keen to suss that out. What else came out recently? The new Plot New stuff I've been meaning to check out. Our bandmates in Starve have a new album coming out in July, August, I think.
Yeah.
They're really cool. I'm excited to see what they come up with. Because they haven't sent me any leaks or anything like that, which is really fucking rude of them. Yeah, I know. I feel like there's another one I'm missing.
Relica.
Oh, Relica, of course.
Yeah.
Our friends in Relica are dropping their new record. What's the date today? In about 5 days. It's called Sounds of the Future?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So this will be out by the time this interview's out.
I don't want to do it.
For reference, Monique, their vocalist, copy edited the short story that's coming out with Jericho in 3 days' time. And she also featured on Trinity as a major character. So we're very excited for them to release their album.
Secrets of the Future.
Secrets of the Future. There we go.
Go
pre-order Relica.
100%. Yeah, get around that.
Jesse, any favourite albums that you've heard this year, or any that you're looking forward to?
If anything, I'm slower than Mikey. I'm a real late bloomer when it comes around to getting to new music.
He's a late bloomer in general when it comes to anything. He barely knows any of the memes that we know. It's wild.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Stuff that I've been discovering this year is like Natalie Jane, who's like a pop artist. Enjoying her stuff. I really enjoyed NF's new album. I'm not sure if that was this year or whether that was the last year thing. Last year, was it? Yeah. So, like, that's me. I'll hit you back up once I hit an actual 2024 album. But no, Relica, I'm very keen for.
You can always add to the comments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gotta have an update.
Yeah.
We're on our last question. Do you have any advice for anyone wanting to start a band in 2024?
Oh fuck, that's such a hard question. No, I think like my main thing has always been Gloom has, or at least to me, always kind of prided itself on being diverse musically to a certain degree. With it still within the metalcore genre and deathcore genre, I think that bands should branch out and experiment with different things, whether that be an existing band or a new band. Like, try blending two different things that should or shouldn't work. Big case of that is like Sleep Token, how they blend dark pop with metalcore. Bring Me the Horizon on their latest record with like emo and all electronica and like all that extra shit. You know, don't be afraid to blend things and try something different. Like, for fuck's sake, Knocked Loose just put a reggae breakdown in their new song. That's probably my biggest piece of advice, besides don't.
Yeah. And I think from my end, I think it's getting harder and harder to be a band, and you have to wear more and more hats. So my advice would just be to be aware of that. Don't get into it thinking, oh sick, I'm going to write music and make money. There's so much more involved in it. You need to know like the business side of it. You need to educate yourself there. You need to understand the sound that you're trying to create. It doesn't mean that you have to decide on it from the get-go, but you need to have an understanding of what the brand is that you're building so that you can be somewhat consistent with that, because if you're constantly changing things up too much, any momentum you do gather can be very quickly destroyed.
Actually, on that point too, that's just reminded me of another band that released a fucking killer album this year, and that's Sea Space Cowboy. Like, the way that band kind of, I don't want to say genre jumps because that feels tacky, but the way they're able to diversify themselves album to album and still pull it off so fucking cleanly,
and still have their like core
and still have
elements.
their core elements and their image and everything like that is insane. So
I've checked out a couple of the singles. Seems killer.
Yeah, the one with Kim Dracula on it is fucking nuts. Like, yeah, I would very highly recommend that album if you're looking for something diverse and wild. But also, yeah, going off the back of what you just said too, like knowing your way around the business side and knowing especially the marketing side of things now too, especially with, well, I mean, maybe not in the US, we'll see how we go, TikTok, Reels, like, you know, all that stuff, you've got to be on top of it, so...
There's no point yelling into a void. Like, it's one thing to release stuff and to express yourself, but you got to do yourself justice and actually put the time and effort in to make sure that you are heard. Because there's nothing worse than like trying to express yourself and just falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for taking the time out your day to talk to me.
Anytime. Thank you.
No worries. And the Jericho Protocol is out now.
It is.
Certainly is. All your favourite streaming platforms.
Welcome to the Guitarist. Welcome to the Guitarist.